So tell me how this leg works, brother.
So right now, this is the prosthetic. Normally there's a socket that would go around the nub and then bite onto it. So what I did is I had osseointegration.
I saw that when you were doing all the
which-
surgeries and whatnot.
Now, this is like after a day's buildup of discharge and flow,
Yeah.
but this metal rod right here, shake that nub.
It's attached to your...
No, it's drilled into the
Drilled
femur.
into the
So
femur,
they
okay.
hollowed out the femur, and then they inserted the metal rod, and then they expanded it like a cat's penis with barbs that caught onto the bone. That's why they wail when they're fucking.
You can tell he's a ranger the way he's
And
talking.
tab, no scroll. I like to throw that out there for the guys that get butt hurt.
Oh, poor guys.
But yeah, basically it's in there, it's anchored in, and then this device, it sinks in, I spin it open. And then basically this piece, it's like the blocks when you were kids. If you're a Marine, you're gonna fuck this up. All right? 'Cause this is a square block.
Okay.
And it goes in a square hole. So like this is already NCO level for the Marine Corps and for anybody in the 101st. So now it's the 80 deuce. So once it's anchored in, now I can kind of leverage.
So how does this work though?
So this is just a free swing mechanism. So basically it's like a door hinge.
Okay.
So when I stand up, I stand on the foot, and then every time I put pressure on the toe,
Yeah, it just
I can
pushes out.
use my nub to bring
Wow.
the leg forward.
That's awesome.
So that's
And
nice.
so it's been how long since you've had that done?
I originally lost my leg in 2010. I walked on a socket until what year is it? 18?
I don't even know.
It's
20.
20. So 2019, and I want to say June of 19, I had stage 1. 3 months later, I had stage 2, and then it was a 6 to 7 month recovery after that. It's a 2 to 3 year total recovery.
How many surgeries?
Total?
Total.
You want me to brag a little bit?
100, yeah, go ahead.
I had 58 combat related, 2 non-combat related. 60 over the 2 non-combat related were in between combat related operations. So there's 60 surgeries, throwback news, like 5 plasma transfusions, 52 blood transfusions.
Wow.
Like 3, like I spend like 2-3 months a year in the hospital with
Yeah.
infections because of shrapnel. I go like bacteria gets released in the blood because of shrapnel shifting in the body. It's just like
Wow.
I love my life and I'm thankful for the problems that I have, but like it's
We are thankful
It's a
for
struggle.
you, and we love you, brother. Seriously.
man,
I got to tell a backstory. When you and I met at Real Ways for Real Heroes, what year was that? 16? 15?
yeah, it was what,
16?
16 I think. 16,
Okay.
17,
We were
maybe?
slinging some iron around, and I had just heard of you, and I started following you. And first off, being a soldier and a veteran, let me push that up. I was very humbled. I received some injuries as well and a few surgeries, but nothing like what you've got. And I got to say, man, again, motivating, humbling, just nothing but love for what you're doing for not just yourself, but the industry and the people in the world that don't even have anything wrong with them. And you're out here killing it, crushing it, motivating. And I got to say this, and don't get mad at me, but I know you were going through something in 16, but we didn't have words, but we sat right beside each other at the table, and we didn't ruffle each other's feathers, but I just felt like there was a lot of anxiousness going on and some stuff. And I know that it was, what you were going through, but I had to sit back and go, man, I really need to learn more about this guy before I say, shut up.
Yeah. So you know what the truth is I think like life, and like we were talking about earlier, because you got a couple years on me and you've done kind of what I've done in a different context and like had success. I think what it is like I always look back at the last 10 years since I lost my leg and I reflect like, oh, the first 5 years I was really fucked up, and the next 3 years I had it figured out, and it's getting better. And what I've learned is the older I get, like the only way to really I didn't become a good lieutenant until I became a captain. Because I didn't know, like I was a lieutenant doing what I thought a good lieutenant did, but until I was a captain, I didn't know what I expected from a lieutenant as a captain. So it's like that's in life. Like in the moment, I think I'm doing good and I'm making progress. In the grand scheme of things, when I look back, I think, man, I've come so long. Like I can't, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be. I think most adults get comfortable and they're afraid to learn, because then what they have to do is admit that they don't know everything.
Right.
And the minute somebody honestly accepts that they don't know all the answers and they're just doing the best they can, and then they apply that logic to everybody else around them, things start to make sense. And it's
Took
a lot
me years
easier.
to figure that out.
Oh my God,
years.
man, it's life-changing, because then you start understanding that like, hey, I'm doing the best I can, they're doing the best they can, and everybody's got different circumstances. Just be thankful for the problems that you have, embrace them, and it's not that somebody somewhere has it worse, it's just in the context of everybody's life, everybody's dealing with equally important shit.
Equally.
It doesn't matter if it's important to you.
Right.
It's that important to them. I don't care
Absolutely.
about your fucking children. I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, man, under the right circumstances, I'd look the other way.
Right.
However, as a human being, I care about your children because they're Americans and we have an obligation to one another to support and take care of those in the most in need.
Right.
And that's what this is. It's a community. Find a community of people, like-minded, that sacrifice and come together over things like lifting weights, painting fucking buildings, building homes in needy communities, feed veterans on Veterans Day, on Thanksgiving. Feed them on a fucking Wednesday. Let's start getting back to what matters, and that's the people next to you.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. I have nothing else to add. Once again, dude, such a pleasure, brother.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely.